Hi guys, today I'm here with little Ava for a little bit of motivation and balance help. We're going to do a very quick tutorial on balancing on the BOSU and the best way to get your balance up here and keep your balance up here so that your workouts feel a little bit more positive and a little bit easier to work through. So we're going to start by standing on our BOSU. Now, if you're looking at your BOSU, you're going to see a little bullseye in the center. You're going to want to have one foot on one end of that bullseye and then the other foot on the other end so that the arches of the feet are kind of framing that bullseye there. Now, this is a good time to talk about whether to or not to wear shoes, okay? It's really a personal preference. I actually really like to wear shoes on the BOSU. Some people don't. You can also wear sticky socks if you feel like you need a little bit more grip. Sometimes I find that the sticky socks are a little bit too grippy and cause me to lose my balance a little bit that way. So it's really a personal preference what you choose to do. Today I am barefoot. So I've got my feet lined up on the edge of that BOSU bullseye, and I'm just standing. Now, I'm going to keep my legs straight. Sometimes we feel like we should bend our knees and keep our balance there. I want you to feel like you're drawing up with that pelvic floor, lifting with a string pulling you to the ceiling and pulling those abs up and in. Everything that you know from your Pilates training transfers here, okay? And then you're just going to breathe. Inhale in. See, she's helping us already. And exhale. And some slight movement on this BOSU is going to be normal and natural. Inhale. The one thing you want to remember is to pull those abs in with every exhale to get yourself a little bit steadier. The other thing to remember here on the BOSU as we start to just kind of ease into staying here is that every movement should be precise and smooth. Okay, so you don't want any big jarring movements. Everything and every correction you make should be smooth and small. Remember, this is filled with air. It's a lot different than standing on the floor, but it is pretty easy once you get the hang of it and how to adjust here. So breathing here. On the exhale, I'm drawing up and in with my abdominals and relaxing through my neck and shoulders. I'm just going to start with a little bit of an easy squat. Exhale, I'm going to bend into those knees, keeping my weight centered. I'm going to stay at the bottom for an inhale. I'm going to exhale and stand right back up. Good? So remember, smooth, small movements. Exhale and stand back up. And in the beginning, I'm going to use that exhale to really engage those abs with every breath. So things are going to slow down a little bit more. Exhale, squat. Now, if you're having a hard time with this, don't worry. This is not a super easy movement. Exhale, squat. And then inhale, stand up. You want the weight evenly distributed on the toes and the heels. And as you get moving, you can change your breath to what's more comfortable for you, keeping those abs engaged and moving with a little bit more speed as you go along. Whew, little bobbles are to be expected. I'm going to step off the back here. All right, another way to get really used to the BOSU is to actually step up and down off of it so that your body gets used to that feeling of having to adjust against an unsteady surface. So I'm going to start with my right leg. I'm going to come up, up, down, down. Abs are tight. Down, down. Now on this, you want to try and step, again, close to that bullseye in the center. Now, on the floor, a lot of times our wider base is more stable and easier to balance. On the BOSU, not necessarily so, because your wider base gets you to the outer edge of the dome, which means that your ankles have to roll out a little bit and you're a little bit less stable there. So although it's counterintuitive to what we're used to in terms of a wide stance on the floor, you want to try and keep your stance for balance purposes on the BOSU a little bit closer. So now as I'm going here, I'm getting more used to the feeling of having to adjust for something moving underneath my feet. I'm going to switch my leg just for a little ease here. And in that doing so, my brain is getting used to having to adjust my balance as I go up and down. So this is always a really good way to get started. You still have to engage the abs. You still have to be cognizant of moving smoothly. But it's a way to ease your body into doing something that's static, which we're going to do next, with a little bit more control. So now we're going to stand right back up on the outside edges of that bullseye And it should be a lot easier to stay still and to get your control because your body is already used to that up and down movement. Now, one of the next things you can do here that's kind of fun, a little bit low risk, is to just add a little bounce. You're not jumping, you're just kind of bouncing. You can shift your weight side to side from foot to foot just to get more comfortable with the feeling of it moving underneath your feet. Okay, abs are tight, breathing, relax through your neck and shoulders. The more that you can relax everything else except for the core, the better it's going to be. You don't want really stiff legs or gripping with those legs. They're only going to get tired and shake. And done. Let's just take a breath. Inhale in and exhale. And again, inhale and exhale. So that's your really quick balance tutorial, okay? So with your BOSU, try that. Up, up, down, down, balance on top, add a little squat in, lean side to side. Okay, so have some fun with it. Expect to fall off. Okay, you're only a couple of inches off the ground, so not even feet, inches off the ground. So you should be able to jump off this pretty quickly. And coming up and down is part of the fun. A lot of our exercises we do come up and down off the BOSU, and we'll start to add those in later once we get the mechanics of balancing. All right, have a great day. See you soon.